time,
Yeah,
Jerome.
nice to
So
see you, Jerome.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice to see you, Jerome. I'm glad you're doing
Oh,
better. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
we're live, Pete. So it's over to you. You want to introduce everybody?
Hey, yes, my name is Pete Dassey, Brendan's dad. All right, I'm starting off in Two Rivers, Wisconsin. And to the right of me is Millbilly. He's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And down on the left-hand side there, we got Jerome from Belgium. And the one and only Paul Capaldi in Scotland.
That's it.
Right? Oh,
The
I got to
night
turn
who
my head.
say ni.
Yeah,
What is that?
The night who say ni.
it's a Monty Python reference.
Yeah, it's a
Oh, okay.
Monty
Okay.
Python
Yeah.
reference in
Yeah.
the
I saw
movie
those
The
guys.
Holy Grail.
I saw those guys. They're funny. I didn't see all of them, but they're
You've seen
funny.
You've seen the Holy Grail, right?
Yeah, bits and pieces. Yeah.
It's one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this kind of humor, it's really crazy because in England and in Belgium we have the same sense of humor. So
Yeah.
with
Hi,
this kind
everybody.
of stuff,
Yeah,
with this
everybody's
kind
saying
of stuff
hi.
is
Hi, Linda
crazy.
and everybody.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, it's really, really crazy. Yeah. Hello, Judy. Hello, Dassey. Hello, Linda.
Yeah,
Hello, everybody.
Darkside's in there. Linda's
Donna.
in there. Yeah.
You know, the other one that they did that I really like is The Life of Brian.
Yeah, the life of Brian.
Yeah.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Yeah.
Well, we had a situation at the church that I go to, the local church here in Galashiels or St. John's, where we were asked by the minister, three of us, to come and give a talk about our sort of passion. You know, what was our passion in life? You know, it's just a 3-minute talk. So mine was music. Adam, he got up and talked. Adam talked about photography, and Duncan brought along a wooden parrot, and it was supposed to be the dead parrot from the Dead Parrot sketch by Monty Python. You know, and I said to him, and you talked for 3 minutes, about Monty Python. You never once mentioned Life of Brian or Biggest Dickus. You know, there's something wrong here. You know, but you know, is he really going to mention Biggest Dickus in church? I doubt it. You know. You'd have to see the scene. It's very funny, very, very funny.
Yeah.
Well, if I could ask you all in sort of clockwise order, Pete, Mel, Billy, Jerome. Pete, what have you been up to this week? In fact, we really want to know what you've been doing for the last couple of weeks, because I haven't seen you for a fortnight, have I?
Yeah. Well, last week it wasn't my fault. It was kind of 50-50 last weekend. You were doing something Saturday and I was doing something Sunday.
Yeah.
And then the week before I had some problems. We want to get into that. But last week, Saturday, you were out with some friends. I
was indeed, yep.
Yeah. And Sunday I was doing Easter here with about 15, 20 people. So I didn't want to, scoot out and do the show. And then everybody's going to say, hey, where's Grandpa? You know? Or,
yeah, sure.
So,
well, I'd really like to point that your son Brad, joined us, and it was absolutely brilliant.
That was good,
he talked about his production of music in support of Brendan.
Yeah,
and he took us through the whole of the production of some of the tracks that he's done and use of the Ableton. It was actually quite interesting, because I've had a few people say to me, you know, wow, that was a bit different, you know.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work.
He's put a lot of effort into that. So I would like to thank Brad for coming along and supporting us. And you know, he pointed out something that I thought was a little bit sad, and that is that, you know, we know that there are guilters out there that are against Brendan, you know, but when he's getting criticized by fellow supporters for what he's doing, that's not good, is it? You know, I mean, he's doing the best he can. So you know, as I say, you must be very proud of your eldest. So that was great.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of knowledge. I can't talk to you, so see where I'm the handyman, and he's got the knowledge behind him.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like the computers and the song, he can take and put a song together, and
Yep.
he could probably go into the movies if he wanted to. You know.
Well, I was gonna suggest that Brad comes on next time he comes on and shows us how to build a house martin nest.
I think he might be lost there. I don't know.
You think so?
Yeah, I know he doesn't know how to take a toilet out. If a toilet's broke or if it's leaking. I know he doesn't have anything to do with that because I told him I did that already, and he says I don't want no part of that. So,
yeah, that's fine. Okay, Millbilly, I know you've been quite busy as usual. I see you've put a couple of videos out talking about various things. Can you give us a quick resume of what you've been up to lately?
Just listening to interviews and audio from everything and anything. Basically, going back over queso and just, I don't know.
You said something very interesting last week that even I hadn't heard of before, and that was that you mentioned that in a conversation with Stephen Avery, Wiegert and Fassbender actually they themselves talked about how the car got on the property.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it just beggars belief. How can they go from being honest on the one hand, what changed them into suddenly then, going after Steve heavily, to the extent of, and this is a term which I think is quite a good one. This sort of noble cause of Wiegert actually using a groin swab to then try and incriminate Steve as if it's this hood latch swab. Is there a point as you've seen it where there's been a shift of the Wiegert and Fassbender? Because it's always fascinated me. At what point in Brendan's interrogation did they suddenly realize this doesn't add up?
They didn't care.
No, true.
They went in there with an agenda, a reason. First, unfortunately, Brendan said some things he didn't know that he couldn't take back and were screwing him the more he talked. They got him to involve himself with something that did not happen. And then they picked apart and prodded at him to get them to say things so they could go back and plant more evidence.
Yeah, I mean, was the first thing for me in terms of Brendan was the when O'Neill and the other detective up in Marinette County, when they say to Brendan, you must have seen her because everybody else on the bus saw her.
Yeah, the thing is though, he says she left.
Yep.
He seen her leave. That wasn't good enough for them. They kept hammering at him.
Yeah.
And as soon as they start pressuring him, Brendan starts changing his story. Tries to tell them what they want to hear.
Yep. I mean, it's classic. It's classic. Yeah. Picking on somebody like that,
Well, it's the same thing with Steve. Before he got it the first time with that rape on the. Well, yeah. I was out at the junkyard when he was out there that day with his wife, and they both left, and he should have made it from Michigan to Two Rivers and way on the other side of the beach in 10 minutes. And the cop came out there to interview us to prove that he was there, and he called us all liars. So why even ask us then if they didn't believe us,
It's
one of his very own police officers agreed that Stephen was there, and they still ignored it.
Yeah.
Plus 18 plus witnesses.
Yeah.
Very crooked.
Yeah, there's big issues with the law enforcement in Manitowoc. Yeah, we all know that.
And as far as for the RAV4 being drove right on the property, I heard about that through the next door neighbor said he saw a car go up there. There's a back street way behind and he reported it to the cops, and the cop says, "Don't worry about it." So What's up
Yeah.
about that? You know?
Well, and also his daughter calls on the night of the 9th, stating that there was cars driving through the quarry.
Yeah.
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 And when they reopened their 2017 case of investigation 2.0, whatever you want to call it, they tried interviewing Siebert, but he denied talking to them.
Oh,
Yeah. And in the same times, it's the same times you have Ryan Eliagas on with his 22 calls during this time period, and yeah, I don't say he's guilty, but it's really really bizarre. And but
yeah.
the thing you were saying, Paul, you were looking for what can happen to change everything, and I don't know, but me uh, in my investigation, I think something happened on Coast Road. They find something on Coast Road, and at this point, they've changed everything on their plans. Uh, I'm I don't have proof of what I'm saying, but I think it was the raffle on the property of the Avery family, and the way the accusation present the supposedly evidence. I think it was not the first ID to frame Stephen. I think it was a second ID,
Yeah.
because I see a lot of things really read. I try to relate Cuss Road and Zander Road. I don't know
Well, yeah.
if it's a good pun or not, but for me it's a good pun, because you have this guy report on the first. Tell me if I'm wrong, because I can be wrong. But
Paul Metz
Paul
reports it,
Metz, yeah,
and they just ignore him. But
yeah,
although they take the
absolutely,
report from him, and what's really bizarre is that you've got this: is it the for sale sign with the Pontiac Grand Am, and clearly forged
Don't
on the
forget,
back. Yeah.
somebody else who called
yeah,
in
Yeah,
that lived on 310 saying that they seen a fire the same day as Paul Metz
yep.
north of their property, which would put it in the same general area where Paul Metz was referring to. But it's ignored.
and you
Yeah.
know about the CKK letter. I was
Oh well,
thinking
yeah.
something that I don't know if somebody have already thinking about this, but when you see the end writing, it's really read the way it's right, and I never heard somebody propose this theory of it was maybe somebody asking Teresa to write this note, and for the reason we know. But I don't know if anybody had made a comparison between the handwriting of Teresa and the CK note, because this note looks like somebody really struggling, really afraid, because you can see the line. But I don't know. I never heard that before. I was thinking, is that a possibility? Then the real killer have asked Teresa to write this note to implicate Stephen, and put this note in his uh, place. So I was thinking it's maybe a possibility. I don't know. What do you think?
Personally, I'm not one of these that likes to try and poo-poo any suggestions. This case is so bizarre.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if anything was true. But at the moment, although obviously there's how should we say it? There's debate over the focus of Kathleen Zellner saying who was the perpetrator. I think she's definitely barking down the right lines as to what actually happened. The fact that Teresa's phone goes dead at 2:47, I think that's significant. The fact that there's there's
You
this
know
blood in the back.
her recreation video where she.
Yeah,
You notice she has two people.
Yes.
burying her on Cuss Road.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do. Yep. Anyway, what I really want to know, Jerome, is what have you been up to? Because we haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Apart from investing lots of money on very, very expensive Doors memorabilia.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Maybe you went to a Secret Doors concert we don't know about.
Yeah. No, so I've been really busy, and because I prepare a lot of things for the channel and for my channel. And if we have time at the end, I will quickly explain what's coming next on the channel.
Jerome, go ahead right now. Don't save it for the end.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please
this
do.
is everybody's network.
I have my list, so I don't will tell you in the chronologic. Thank you. Chronologic order, because I don't know yet, but I will tell you the name the people was coming on my show soon.
Oh,
so
good.
we have Sandy Greenman again to talking about news from Steven and talking with her just like this, because on my channel the guests choose their own topics. So I have a weird guy named Pete the Mouse Dassey. I don't know.
My goodness.
Yeah, I will.
Who? The moose.
Yeah, the moose.
The moose.
The moose.
Yeah, I was out playing football too. If you
yeah, I will receive Pete, and I don't know yet what we will do, because like I said, Pete will choose the topic. So after I will to have your son Pete Brad to promote his music and his channel. And so after I will invite Ned from BBOR, Black Box Online Radio. Ned is from England, but he lives in West Virginia now, and he has a really nice YouTube channel about true crime, and it's really interesting. And I'm really pleased to have him and everyone. I mean, but because he wants to talk about the psychology of the killers and a lot of different things. And in the same time, he is a friend of Drew Bison. Then we have already talk. Mr. Drew Bison have write sighting in the Zodiac Killer.
That was really good, wasn't it? Getting Drew.
Breeson
come on. Is it Drew Breeson? Is that right?
Beeson.
Beeson. Yeah.
Beeson.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I will receive again for 2 other books, and to continue to talking about the Zodiac case mystery, because it's really excellent. After that, I will receive Donna Frankar for his book, for her book. I've seen Dead People.
Yeah,
and I would like to continue to do a series for the Eagle Nation Cycle and Michael Funk to continue to help them. After that, it's a big one. I will try to have Dr. Sandra Lynn with Sharon Sunshine and his team, his beautiful team. She had a beautiful team for the Luke Mitchell case and for Jody Jones. And so we will try to do a series of video to continue to talking about this subject, because it's really important. So after that, I will receive Mr. Neil Young again to talking about his photo, because it was really fun. After about mayhem, making a murderer, I would like to have Mr. My Billy here with
that one and only.
Yeah, from Milwaukee.
Because he have a huge knowledge about Ghost Road and the 2 possible RAV4 and the connection with Ghost Road and Thunder Road. And I would like to do that with Diane, Jane, Sharon, and Paul. If you want to come, you are welcome. Pete, I don't know if you are interested, but So, and after that, just for the fun, so I don't know if it will be on my channel or for the Anything show, I will talk about JFK. Yeah, the JFK assassination, the RFK assassination, Robert Kennedy, Joe Kennedy, the implication with the CIA, the mob, the FBI, the Operation Peppermint, MK Ultra, all these things, Lee Harvey Oswald, and all these kind of things. And yeah, it was my calendar.
Excellent. Yeah. It's no, that's it's. Listen, that's what the dude, that's what Eric H. I think
Yeah.
is that Rockman is referring to. Eric Jose. Yes, that's what the dude was very much into. Was getting everybody
Yeah.
talking about. And it's funny how you can sort of spread the word. You might do a video about music, but it might attract somebody else to think, oh, what's this making a murder case, and they go away and they watch it, and it's this sort of getting round about and talking about things.
Yeah, it's the idea. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, Pete, being the closest to Green Bay and a bit of a Green Bay fan like the rest of us here.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to ask you about a thing I came across. I'll pop it up on screen here. Hopefully this will come up okay. There we
Your
go.
computer skills will be working today.
Well, you never know your luck. You just never know your luck.
Yeah,
You?
just
You
kidding.
never know your luck.
Yeah, just kidding.
Okay.
You never know.
I know you are, Pete. I know you are. I know your sense of humor.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But what I wanted to show you was this thing here about Aaron Rodgers. and what I want to know is, hopefully that's come up for everybody. I would not being in America, not knowing a great deal about sort of popular TV. What Aaron Rodgers wanted to do Alex Trebek justice as Jeopardy guest host. What is this? Let's just click on that one there. What is Jeopardy for people that don't live in America, don't know the show?
Oh, it's a weekly show. It comes on for Monday through Friday. The regular guest host passed away, and it's like a game show, and it's a bunch of questions about this, that, and the other thing, and he's on there for, I guess he's on there for 2 weeks. There was a rumor that he wanted to retire and take over the show, but that was just a bunch of stuff to get people riled up.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, I know. I think Aaron Rodgers has made it quite clear he wants to finish his career at Green Bay, but he doesn't intend on this being his last season, does he?
Yeah, but Jeopardy is kind of like a different type of a game show.
Right. So I mean, look at that. I mean, he's looking sharp, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He looks like Jake Gyllenhaal.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, there's a little bit of David Grohl about him as well.
Yeah, the drummer of Nirvana.
I know. I love him in his commercials for State Farm and all that.
Well, you see, yeah. Pete, you see that, but for me and the Belgium dude, we don't get to see that. So anyway, what's he saying? Aaron Rodgers was waiting in the green room prior to his Celebrity Jeopardy appearance in 2015 when the door swung open and legendary host Alex Trebek entered. Instantly, the Packers' MVP quarterback and Super Bowl champion was teleported back in time to when he was just a kid sitting on the floor of his grandparents' house watching the iconic game show. When he walked into the room that first time, he had such a presence and such a charisma, said Rodgers in an interview with Jeopardy. Prior to his 10 episode residency as guest host beginning Monday. So he's doing 10 episodes. So is this a weekly thing, did you say, or nightly?
It's Monday through Friday.
It's a game is Monday through Friday, and
right. Hence the 10 episode is like 2 weeks nonstop.
Yeah.
Excellent. Everything kind of got quiet. It's like, oh my, there's Alex Trebek. That was a really special moment. So obviously, Rogers is quite touched by this Trebek, isn't he? You know.
Yeah.
A devout fan of the show. Aaron has watched virtually every episode during his 16 seasons in Green Bay, estimating probably 90% of my TiVo is wrapped up in Jeopardy episodes. Wow. So whatever TiVo is, I don't know what TiVo. Anybody know what TiVo is?
No.
Millbilly? I don't know.
Huh?
T-Bowl?
TiVo, T-I-V-O.
It's a streaming service.
Right.
Okay. Oh, okay. I know Millbilly would get it.
But it says here, having previously won during his 2015 appearance. So Rogers must have won that celebrity show.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
Sorry?
I didn't see it. I wouldn't know.
No? Okay. Aaron was approached earlier this year about serving as one of the show's interim hosts. A rotation Jeopardy began after Trebek passed away last November following a 2-year battle with pancreatic cancer. Aaron jumped at the opportunity, investing the same level of detail into his preparation as he does for an NFL game. Just respect for the position, Rogers says. Alex did it with such grace and humility. I just want to bring the same type of approach to let people know that I was focused, I cared about it, that I loved the game, and that I wanted to do him justice. Rogers said he used some of his same in-game tactics and box breathing techniques to manage the nerves involved with hosting the show, currently in its 37th season. So is this a live show?
It's pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's pre-recorded. Yeah.
He also jotted down tidbits of advice on the podium, such as slow down, speak clearly, and his patented relax catchphrase. The key to being football smart is the focus, and the key to really being good at this game or good at hosting is that same focus where you have to have an incredibly understanding of the intricacies of the game and when to insert yourself, when to remove yourself. Rogers said, as a Jeopardy player, you have to be good on the buzzer. You have to have such focus on a host reading that you understand when he's done and that board lights up. That's when I can get in. Because a lot of times it comes down to that ability to get in at the right time, especially when you're playing with some really amazing players. This is interesting. A native of Chicago, California.
Chico.
Oh, sorry. No, did I say Chicago?
Yeah.
Sorry. Chicago, California.
It's like Belgium in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Rogers is using his guest spot to raise money for the North Valley Community Foundation, a non-profit organization in Butte County, raising. Where's Butte County? And have I pronounced it right?
Butte? No, Butte County.
I can't imagine any county wanted to be called themselves Butte County, but raising money for individuals and small businesses affected by the California wildfires. Oh, right. So, yeah, must be California, mustn't it? By the ongoing COVID pandemic. Rogers and NVCF announced on Saturday that Jeopardy is matching winnings of all contestants and donating it to Rogers' small business COVID-19 fund. Thanks to Jeopardy, that donation is an incredible amount of money that's going to go so far and change so many lives, Rogers said. People who have lost hope, business that are on the brink of bankruptcy, this cause means a lot to me, and I'm very, very thankful for the money that we raised. As a former Jeopardy champion, Rogers listed former Packers center and current president, Tretter, and Washington quarterback Ryan Fitzgerald as NFL players he'd like to see pick up a Jeopardy buzzer at some point, while also issuing a challenge to his own teammates in Green Bay. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah,
that would be an awesome show. Yeah.
Imagine if you had a like a non-stop. You had like a. I mean, what's the format of the game? Can you explain, Pete Millbilly? What actually happens during Jeopardy? Is it just like answering general knowledge questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, different categories, and
Yeah.
there's like 5 questions per category. It starts off like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's a next round where it doubles, and then there's hidden bonus questions where you can wager how much money you have already won, and I don't know, it's just a trivia.
Yeah.
Have you already seen the movie with Bill Murray when the day starts again?
Groundhog Day?
Yeah, there is
Yeah, that's cool. I love when
there is
yeah.
there is a part he plays to the Jeopardy when
Oh yeah, in the
he leaves.
background with the TV. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
On the
answering the
TV.
questions, and the people are looking at him like,
Yeah. And the
how do
people
you,
look.
yeah, how do you know? How do you know what they're gonna say? Yeah, isn't it funny? Yeah,
Are you possessed?
yeah.
But when the show was in Belgium, you never see a show in Scotland, Paul? Never?
Actually, I tell you what, I think I've seen mention of this show, and I've seen it in a film where a character went supposedly in the film went on it, and am I right in thinking that it was once featured in Friends? Not Friends,
No.
sorry, Cheers, an episode of Cheers.
It was in the movie White Man Can't Jump with Woody
Right,
Harrelson and Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Right.
And here, the show, you have the answer like Brussels, and you need to say which is the capital of Belgium. You see?
Yeah.
And it was like that. I don't know if in America it was the same, but in Belgium it was like that. You have the answer, and you need to find the question.
What is the capital? What is the capital of Belgium? Is it Bruges or Brussels?
Brussels.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brussels.
And what's the capital of Wisconsin? Is it Milwaukee or Madison?
Madison.
Yeah. And what's the cap
of Scotland?
What is Madison?
And what the capital of Scotland, Paul?
Yes, is it Glasgow or Edinburgh?
Edinburgh, the place where the people drink your brood.
There, definitely Edinburgh. Glasgow might be bigger, but it's a lot stabbier than Edinburgh.
I'm joking,
and I should know, and especially for Sharon. Talking about stabbier, there's a thing here that I was another thing I was going to share with you, which is really interesting. It's something that I was made aware of by my brother-in-law quite a few years ago, and it was this thing here about how Scotland stemmed the tide of knife crime, and Scotland did actually. Scotland in general has reduced knife crime tremendously. They introduced a violence reduction unit was set up to stem the tide of the knife crime, which saw Glasgow become Europe's murder capital. It was very interesting how it, as it says there, 2004-5, there were 137 homicides, which include murder and culpable homicide figures in Scotland. In Glasgow, there were 40 cases alone, double the national rate. But by 2016-17, the number had more than halved to 62. Last year, this is reduced by a further 3 to 59. I mean, it's just obviously it's one of these things. It's kind of interesting when you look at the Luke Mitchell case, because, well, that's what happened to Jody, isn't it? You know?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
It
makes me think that I was.
But anyway.
Oh, sorry. No, makes me think that. Go ahead.
You know, majority of those cases were from people that were in prison.
Yeah.
You mean repeat offenders?
No, majority of those numbers were from people
Oh,
that
right,
were
yeah.
stabbed while they were in prison.
Oh, undoubtedly, yes. It's terrible that um, when you see what goes on in prisons, and when you think about the fact that between 5 and 10% of prison population includes people that are wrongfully convicted.
Yeah, and
It's
it's just a number
it's
because we don't know
yeah,
really the real number, but yeah, there is a lot. I share a lot on Twitter, Facebook, and yeah, there is a lot of people
yeah,
wrongfully convicted, and it's really a shame because I mean there is law, okay, there is judge, there is people. We are not perfect, so there is possibility. Then you can be wrong on a case, and but when you have a tunnel vision from the beginning at the end, it's not a mistake. It's it's
mm.
you know yeah. So yeah, but you're right. There is so much of case like this, so much.
A bit of uh, a large topic here, but um, one of the other articles I've got lined up here, and I did suggest to a lot of people last week to check out a video called "Judges for Justice."
Yeah,
Um, and I don't know how many people actually did that. It was actually Kay
I did.
Parnell Sanders that actually first alerted me to this.
Yeah,
Um,
okay. Yeah,
but it's obviously their focus at the moment is on this killer of Dana Island in Hawaii.
yeah,
And there's a lot of stuff about it, but it's just incredible, isn't it, that you've got a group called Judges for Justice, and basically what in the guy that was presenting the former judge was presenting was the fact that it's such for him it's such an embarrassment, all these wrongful convictions.
yeah. It is. Yeah, yeah,
But I suppose what I'm asking, one of the things that always puzzles me is, how do you square the circle of you've got, on the one hand, you've got people talking about this embarrassment of wrongful convictions, but on the other hand, you've got you've got such horrendous crime rates that everybody wants to be tough on crime. How do you square that particular circle? In other words, and I know this is a really big question, but
yeah.
how do you remedy between making sure that wrongful convictions don't occur, with at the same time trying to protect the public? I mean, it's
My Billy first. Wow, it's a good one. This one, it's a good one. Oh,
well,
um,
I think it's probably something that probably people in the audience can have a think about as well. It's
yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I do get it. I do get it. Wrongful convictions really, are what we're interested in. But then we also, as Jerome, you're interested in likes of the Zodiac killing. I think once you
yeah,
start looking at wrongful convictions, you start looking at other things, and your field of vision widens, and you start looking at other
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I have an
Be
open
right.
mind,
Yeah.
so and you're right, but in the same times, if I'm interested by the Zodiac killer, is for the victim first because they deserve justice, and you know. So I'm not really interested by the serial killer, but I'm more concerned by the victim and what they deserve.
Yeah.
But you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. My vision is bigger now than before with all the subject I'm looking for, and it's really interesting to learn. It's always interesting to learn. When I listen my Billy, when I listen all the phone calls he have listened, uh, I have a lot of questions for my Billy to ask him. What do we have learned about all this phone call? Because me too, I have heard all this phone call, and it's not my first language, and there is a lot of things. I mean, for you, what is I don't know the three most bigger thing you have learned in this phone call, my Billy, for you,
Which phone call?
No, not the phone call. Maybe the dispatch call or the police call, or I don't know.
The biggest thing is
Yeah,
the lack of audio that we should
yeah,
have.
yeah. I
Mm.
agree. I agree. But the second thing, I mean, in the audio, you have heard about the cops, the law enforcement between them. What you have learned
Well,
was
another thing that's huge on the news and in the paper, they had issued a phone number for people to contact in Manitowoc for tips. We have not received a single piece of audio from that phone number.
Wow.
There's
wow.
3 phone numbers. It's just 920-683-4200. That's the phone number they put in the paper and on the news. And then there's the 4201 and the 4202 numbers, which we have 36 calls from one line and 40 something from the other.
But really, congrats, because you continue to go deeper and deeper and continue to listen, take note, and continue to make this video and share. And
Yeah, absolutely. Milbilly, let me pop that up on screen for you, and maybe you can tell us what this is about.
Well, on April 6th, there was an election for
Right.
superintendents. Just so happens there was Davis was trying to keep his seat as a appellate circuit court judge. He was challenged
Right.
by Shelley Grogan. She won. She's endorsed by Scott Walker, Brad Schimmel, Hartwig from Manitowoc Sheriff's Department, amongst other people.
Wow.
Riley Davis was he had literally 5 people endorsing him.
Right.
Shelley Grogan had a list of about 50, but one of the people that did endorse Davis was Judge Riley, which is also now standing judge along with Neubauer and Gundrum.
Mm.
So Shelley Grogan could possibly be, well, most likely is going to be, because I'm almost certain Gundrum is not going to be on the 3-judge panel along with Neubauer and Riley. So it's going to be Grogan.
Is there, dare I say, is there a feeling there that, I mean, you know, is the Stephen Avery, Brendan Dassey case, is it that big that they would have supported this lady because they think she's going to try and quash whatever moves Kathleen Zellner's making?
I don't know. It just bothers me that she won in landslide. He had no chance. It just bothers me that Brad Schimmel, Scott Walker. But
I mean,
when she was applying to become a judge, when Scott Walker was in office, he didn't even look at her.
wow.
So I don't know. It's a strange world
it's
when it
difficult
comes
to
to
say.
politics.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that it's that significant, but you know, were they from different sort of, or have they pledged different allegiances in terms of politics?
I don't know.
Do we know what sort of party they supported? You know anything
Like
at all about?
Democrats and
You know,
Republican.
Republican.
Yeah.
Republican, yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah. But
Just Grogan.
Davis was appointed judge by Evers when he became governor. And majority of the time, like when Riley ran for his position as a judge, he didn't have anybody going against him, which is it's like that most times. It happens for
Sure.
sheriffs, mayors. Sometimes they don't have anybody running up against them.
Yeah. It's like we keep the same team. Yeah, we stay in family.
Yeah.
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 That's very interesting. Thanks for
Well,
sharing
just
that.
just
Bill.
like when Colborn and Herman were running for sheriff, it's a
Yeah.
win-win situation.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like the sheriff
That
of
that,
Manitowoc now. He was involved in the Avery case.
Yeah.
They all are.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, we've got the main photograph of Hartwig is of him manhandling Brendan through the courthouse.
Yep.
But some people say that it's a lot better having him there than Herman, who is definitely part of the old school of been there since. Well, I think Herman had been there quite a long time, hadn't he? I think he was just starting off in about 85, wasn't he?
Yep. Herman, Kasher, all of them.
Yeah.
It was already the same team.
Peterson.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
incredible because when you see this incredible corruption there, and even you think Stephen is guilty, even you think that you are, if you see what happened in this case, you are blind if you don't see what happened with the corruption and all these things never happen in other. Happen sometimes, but not so often. And I don't know if this case, the Stephen Avery case and Brendan case,
They thought as soon as they got convicted, it's over and done with. They
it's
had
crazy.
no idea this documentary was going to get made. And if it hadn't have been, we would be talking right now.
It's completely crazy. But for you, my buddy, do you think the FBI can today open a new investigation for the murder of Teresa Halbach or the disappearance of Teresa Halbach? Or it's not possible because they have already the real killer in jail? Or there is a possibility with Zellner, or I don't know, maybe someone else, to try to have a new investigation well made by the FBI, because it will be really, really great to have a new investigation in this case.
Well,
For everyone.
even if there was another investigation, the majority of the key pieces of evidence are probably gone forever.
Mm-hmm. And other
the crime scene is basically the back end of that RAV4.
Yeah.
Where her car was when it happened,
nobody knows.
But the killer.
Yeah, the killer knows.
Yeah,
absolutely. But to figure out what happened this day, we need to know, maybe to have the killer say, yeah, it was me, and explain what happened.
I just don't understand if they're 100% on what they say is true.
That was strange. Is it my
I don't
audio?
hear you. No, I don't know. I don't hear my BD either.
No, okay. Let me just do this first of all. Then let me stop screen share, because that cannot help. Sorry, Millbilly. I think we went a bit Dalek then for a couple of minutes. Oh, and yeah, I think he's had a.
There is the tree monkey.
I'm not gonna keep you guys much longer.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Ready.
I was gonna ask Pete to sort of, finish off things by just telling us a little bit more about what have you been up to this week, and how's the COVID
house is ready. I don't know if you've been watching.
Pete is freezing now. Everybody's freezing. It is too cold.
Must be. Yeah, that's weird. Or I mean, is it my? Maybe it's me.
I don't know. Oh no, Jerome's up in here.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Yeah, I was explaining what I've been up to, but you guys took off. So I don't know. I don't know if you've been watching my Pete the Birdman special.
Yeah.
I've been taking my Martin houses apart, and yeah, they're pretty close. They're inland for sure. I didn't see one yet, but my buddy across the river, he's got his houses up already, so they might be pretty close. So.
And the house you have made for your birds, you have made all everything by yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
All
excellent.
all hands free. Yeah.
Excellent. It's really well made. If you are interested in this kind of passion of the bird, it's really interesting. Go watch this video.
Birds all my
There is
life,
2 parts.
So,
yeah.
Well, yeah. 5 kids, same as me,
Yeah, I know, 5 kids. Yeah, wow. We've been busy.
We love the birds. We love the birds. Yeah.
We've been busy in our younger. Years. Yeah.
I think now you prefer drink beer, Paul, than
I think I prefer. Yeah, I mean, I must admit, yeah. Last Saturday was a bit of a kick of the ball.
Yeah,
I mean,
how was your situation?
It's been really busy. Saturday, as I say, we went and had a few drinks, quite a lot of drinks. And a lot of whiskeys. Rob's got quite a good collection of whiskeys, so I had at least half a dozen or maybe a dozen different whiskeys that night. You know, so that didn't help. You know?
Talk about getting sick.
Well, but here's the thing, right? Okay, so this minister in church one day, he says, right, I've been telling you a lot about the evils of drinking, and you don't listen to me. So now I'm going to give you a practical demonstration. And he gets a worm, and he says, right, in here is a glass of water. And he pops the worm in the water, and then fetches it out again. Says, look, see, the worm still alive, you know. He then gets the worm, drops him into a glass of whiskey. A couple of minutes later, fetches the worm, half a minute later, fetches the worm out, it's dead. And he says to the congregation, so what does that prove to you?
There's oxygen in water.
and Jock says, right, drink whiskey and you won't get worms.
Oh my God. That was the end of jokes. Yeah, that was the ending. Good joke. Yeah.
No. Also, we've on Wednesday we acquired an addition to the household. We've got ourselves a border collie, very similar to Nat, but this one is called Jock. And so when I told Sharon this, she said, "Oh, that's great. So now in your family you've got Jock and Old Jock, as in I'm Old Jock."
You're an old Jock.
I'm Old Jock. Yeah, he's young Jock and I'm Old Jock.
And maybe, like you were freezing, do you want to continue what you were saying, because it was very interesting? If Paul is okay, because it's not my show.
Is that why it dropped out? Yeah, okay, no worries. Okay, listen, guys, I've already kept you nearly 55 minutes, and I had to suddenly cut out because I was getting shouted that my tea's ready. So I'm gonna dash off, and then I'm gonna take.
We'll let you.
I'm gonna take Jock for another walk.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I tell you, he's lived on a farm he's only 2 years old, and he's now he's always only ever lived on a farm and in kennels. So I mean, even practical things like trying to walk upstairs, go downstairs.
no,
Stairs he's not used to. He's never experienced that. But today I was down to my underpants and I put him in the bath and gave him a shower. And I tell you what, that was a struggle. That was a struggle. That was a fight. And every time he comes near me, he dashes past quickly because he doesn't want that again.
Oh no!
Oh, Paul, you need to talk to him to stay quiet and be kind. And
I put him on his lead. I put him on his lead. Yeah. I put him on his lead, and I attached the lead quite close to the cold water tap. But then as soon as the water started, he got wet, so the collar just slipped over him. So there was nothing then to grab hold of him other than my either my right or left arm to try and keep him in the bathtub, with the shower going. Oh dear!
It was a wrestling battle.
It was the pair of us. Once it was all over, he went and sort of lay down in his cage, in his kennel bit, and he was giving me the evil stare, but he was absolutely exhausted. I nearly said something else then, but he was absolutely exhausted, and I must admit, so was I.
Yeah, but
anyway, I'm going to shut up.
Okay, pretty cool, Paul. You can get to your walking your dog. I might go out and play some football.
Excellent.
So
anyway,
excellent.
Pete, I'm gonna leave you to do the old Cheerios and thank everybody.
Okay, cheerio, everybody, from Mr. Dassey from Two Rivers, Wisconsin, and goodbye, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. And thanks for Jerome for joining us, and the fabulous Melbilly, and the one and only Paul Capaldi. At least he's sober this week. Yeah, old jock. Hey, I'm not yet much younger, so hey.
Yeah.
So thank you everybody else for tuning in, and we love you all.
Thanks very much, Pete. That's great.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.